Hi, welcome to Charlie Flannery Presents. I'm your host, Charlie Flannery. And speaking for myself, Charlie Flannery would like to present Mr. Mike Messier.
Charlie,
Mike,
great to be here.
Yeah, big old Charlie Flannery Presents. Welcome to you, sir. Thank you for coming.
I'm proud to be here, Charlie. You are a great actor, and it's great to be here working with you on your show, to be a guest on your show. It's much an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. That's worth the $2, I promise you. You know? But so I know you're involved these days with movie making and a whole plethora of things.
Yes.
But where did Mike start out?
I grew up in a one-horse town. Actually, the one horse had 3 legs, and that was in Burke, Virginia, a little subdivision of Fairfax, Virginia. Actually, Fairfax is very nice. It's a big county. It's outside of D.C., and it's where a lot of government workers and so forth and so on live. My childhood, Charlie, was like a lot of kids in the suburbs, watching a lot of TV, a lot of movies. I got into movies pretty young, and
Did you get that pony for Christmas when you were 5 years old? Because I didn't.
Well, we've got some glue left over from that era if you want some, Charlie. But I just, my first video project was I took 2 VCRs, we all remember VCRs, I hope. And
they were the size of the chair.
Yep. And boombox, the good old-fashioned radio, and I mixed the outputs and the inputs to make my own music videos, if you can imagine that. And that's kind of what got me started on the whole movie making process, was that simple, basic editing, and really the enjoyment of music. And I used a song "Iron Man" by Black Sabbath to make a music video for the wrestling tag team, the Road Warriors, and that was a lot of fun.
Sweet. Now, you're based in Providence these days.
Well, I teach acting where you and I have worked together at the Brooklyn Coffee and Tea House, which is out of Providence, but I actually live a little further south in Rhode Island, a little village called Wickford. And,
Wickford?
Yeah.
Was it like the witches from Wickford? Wasn't that a movie?
That was the 3 Witches of Eastwick, I think. This is Wickford, which it's a nice little area. It's got the water. It's got my friend Ruby's Barber Shop, the Wickford Diner, the Beach Rose Cafe. Nice little tourist trap if anyone wants to head down there. I don't
get witches?
Well, I might have met 1 or 2 at the diner.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but it's a good existence in Rhode Island. It's a nice state for the arts, as is Massachusetts. We have plenty of going on. The main thing with Rhode Island and Massachusetts is the independent scene is so big, and then the question is when people want to elevate themselves to that professional, paying gigs level. That's the challenge. But as long as we're in it for the art, I think we'll all be okay.
We'll all starve together.
Yeah, right.
But I have popped in for a few of your coaching classes, acting classes at the Brooklyn Tea House.
Yep.
Monday nights.
Yes.
And I recommend them strongly. I always feel so relaxed when I'm working there, and I've met some very talented actors and actresses.
Yeah. Maureen McCarthy's always glad to see you, and Debbie Gagnon and the whole gang. Tony Debbings, our proprietor there at the Brooklyn Coffee and Tea House on Douglas Avenue in Providence. Just to give them a little credit, the Brooklyn Coffee and Tea House and their parent company, Rodywood, they host the short film critique night the first Thursday of every month. They're available for rentals for filmmakers, and they host editors, to use their equipment, sound people. It's a nice little venue, and we've always welcomed you there. You're always welcome to come back, Charlie.
Yeah, and it's always a nice intimate setting. I mean, half a dozen or 8 actors, and I've always enjoyed myself and felt that I grew a little bit,
Of course, core acting it's called.
Yeah.
CORE. ACTING, and if I could, what that stands for: core acting, character, origin, response, environment. That's core. And then acting is audience, choice, training, instinct, need, greatness. And I'll tell you why, Charlie, because a lot of people need to be great. We all have this inner fire. Well, maybe some people don't, but for guys like you and me, we do. That inner fire that says, I want to do something with my life creatively. And that's why you're here with your show, and that's why I do what I do, and we both act, and that inner fire will get you somewhere as long as you nourish it, as long as you feed the flames and throw on the wood and all that good stuff. And a lot of my students come to me, they're not really sure what they're doing in there, they just kind of show up, and I try to stoke them a little bit and say, hey, you know, you're here for a reason. Something brought you to class, and even if you're not going to be a full-time actor, you can learn a lot from this class. You can kind of drive yourself forward. If they're going to be a salesman, if they're going to be anything, they can really be the best that they can be with that profession. And if they do want to do the acting, I really try my best to guide them forward.
I know that you brought a short clip
Yes.
from a film that you've just completed.
Yes.
It's called
Blood, Sugar, Sid, Ace. Blood, exclamation point, sugar, exclamation point, Sid, exclamation point, Ace, exclamation point. The reason for the exclamation points is I always saw Blood, Sugar, Sid, Ace as kind of a theatrical piece. And if you ever been to, like, you know, Broadway, and they have these big exclamation, "Oh Calcutta," or, you know, whatever, with a big exclamation point, and I kind of try to riff on that a little bit. So
I thought you got paid by the letter of the character, like the old guys in England. You know, that's why they ended up being ye old with an E.
Yeah, yeah.
Sandwich shoppy.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah, you could charge extra for that.
I could.
Yeah,
I could.
when the residuals start to roll in.
Oh, I
so you
hope
got
so.
that. That's in a film festival, right?
Yeah, we got accepted into something called and we're very happy, MUF. We got into Minneapolis Underground Film Festival, online category. We're very happy about that. That's come and gone. And our next step is to look for either a traditional distribution model, or we're going to DIY, do it yourself. We have a website in place, which is the title of the movie, and then we'll figure something out as far as getting that going. So.
Well, maybe if we can ask our wonderful technical director, Mr. Zach Swain, to cue that up, we could take a look at it.
This is my attempt at a low-budget, character-driven psychological drama. This is my story.
You don't have a story to tell.
This is the cross I bear. These are the things I do.
Of your lies, the lies God speaks through your mouth.
Judge me not.
If I were to die, could you exist?
The Creator is more than his creations.
I am this chosen one. I do the things you do. When they laugh at you, I kill them in my heart.
I lie to tell the truth because no one hears my screams!
There was a time when I thought no one else had thoughts, ideas, dreams.
I am not myself today. Today, I feel like someone else.
You. A waste of my potential. You. A waste of my blood.
I always wanted to be a writer.
Not a writer that wrote for himself.
I wanted to be a writer that wrote for money.
Big money. Hollywood type of money.
We cross out lines in the old rule book, create our own games, and laugh and die at our own jokes. I want to be free.
His was what it was not supposed to be.
Wow, I like that, Mike.
Thanks, Charlie.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah. Who are some of those people now again?
I love those actors. I mean, they're like family. You know, it's Playing Blood. Playing Blood is Jamie Tennille, tremendous actress out of Attleboro, Massachusetts.
How did you get Richard Branson to work cheap? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Lawrence O'Leary plays Sid.
Yeah.
Lawrence does look like Richard Branson. He does that quite a bit. And Lawrence is a great actor out of North Smithfield, Rhode Island. What a great guy. He's a very good friend of mine. And Lawrence played Sid, this guy in his 60s. Lawrence was playing a little bit older, or a lot older. Lawrence is playing Sid, this guy who's just at the end of his rope, and he's desperate for fulfillment and attention. And he creates these characters, Ace, Sugar, and Blood, to relive his past. And so what we're seeing in the movie is basically kind of a memory, dream, reenactment of Sid's life and the mistakes he's made, specifically with career and with women. And Blood, played by Jamie Tennille, plays that broken doll, dysfunctional female that a lot of guys run into. Probably you and I have a few times.
It's only been a weakness of mine for the last 40 or 50
Yeah,
years.
just that.
Yeah.
And then we have Sugar. Sugar is played by the beautiful lady with those mesmerizing eyes, Stacey Forbes Iwanicki. And Stacey is from up in New Hampshire, actually. And she would literally commute to Rhode Island 3 or 4 times a week for both the shooting of the film and even the auditions and rehearsals.
How many car explosions are in the film in the 73 minutes?
None.
None?
There are no
What about zombies?
There are no zombies in Blood
What
Sugar
about
Cities.
undead?
Nothing. I mean,
Vampires?
no vampires.
This is going to be a tough sell today.
This, yeah, I mean.
This is going to be a very tough sell.
Well, Charlie, man, you're hitting it because we try to do something with the script.
Listen,
Yeah,
take
go
my
ahead.
suggestion.
Sure.
A quick re-edit. 2 car crashes, a zombie, an undead,
Right.
and a vampire. And and I think, you know what I mean, for very short money.
You know,
They don't have to be on screen too long. Just, it's kind of like a Deus Ex Machina. You remember that from the old Greek tragedy when they would introduce gods into the equation?
Oh, right, and just something
They'd have
would
a
come.
box above the stage.
Right.
And all of a sudden Zeus would pop down.
Right.
Boom.
And solve the whole
and
riddle.
They referred to the box and the incident as Deus Ex Machina, God
Right.
out of the machine.
Right.
So there you go. All of a sudden, bang, there's a zombie in the middle of this guy
There
typing.
will be no zombies in Blood Sugar City.
And all of a sudden, the love scene and a car blows up.
We try to stay in this. I mean, there's a.
Apollona. No.
You know, Charlie, there's a time and place for anything, and a lot of talented people are making zombie movies. I mean, on TV, and vampires are always cool to an extent, but we try to do something much different. We try to do something that was art, period, and just do something that was
A story.
A story, yeah.
Yeah.
And really, with
And I'm being facetious.
Oh, I
of
know,
course,
I get it.
Because
I mean, it's funny.
I'm with you. And even the studios are trying to get away from the tent pole
Right.
of things blowing up every 13 seconds. And,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Because I
just-
think people are inundated.
A lot of people shy away because they just want a good story.
Exactly.
Give me a good story with some good acting behind it, well edited, and I'm there,
Well, thanks, Charlie. I mean, I think with my editor, Tim Labonte, who's a great editor, and I should also mention Adam Buxbaum played the younger character Ace. And kind of the secret of the movie is that Ace, in some weird way, is not only the creation of Sid, but he's also the Holy Spirit personified. And that's something that I don't think people have really even attempted to do much in film, is that he's this...
There could be a reason for that.
Yeah. there's a section of the movie Blood Sugar Cities that's subtitled Blasphemer, and so these characters are really going through a lot of mental stress, a lot of God issues, God complex issues.
Yeah, like we all don't
Like
on a
we all-
daily basis.
Exactly. I mean,
Yeah, every man. They're kind of like Universal, every man.
yeah.
I like the theme.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yeah.
And
So what else you got cooking?
well, Chris and the Coffee Girls is a big project that I've been working on for a while, and we just recently got, and I'd like to thank, if I could, Carol Patton from Imagine News. We've got a nice 2-page article, color article in her recent Imagine News magazine, which really describes Chris and the Coffee Girl very well. We have Maria Kanellis playing a coffee girl. Maria was on Celebrity Apprentice. And
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, she was on WWE Diva of the Year, 2009, I believe. And she was also on the cover and in the pages of Playboy magazine, which...
I would never know about.
yeah, neither would I.
But I'll check with my sons.
Yeah, right. Find those under the bed covers. But Maria Kanellis is a real knockout. She's a beautiful lady, and she is playing Penny, the coffee girl. And just as a little artistic note, Penny comes from Penelope in the Odyssey with Odysseus. And Chris and the Coffee Girl is not the Odyssey. Actually, I play Chris, who's kind of a slacker, kind of bumbling guy.
Well, typecasting.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. And Chris is a little depressed. There's some serious stuff. He's depressed because he was in a car accident that killed his twin brother.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, about 10 years before. So he's got surviving twin syndrome. So his second half, his brother, is no longer with him. And he has the additional guilt that he was driving the car in which his brother was killed.
Oh, my God. In real life, I have a good friend. and he had a brother who had lost a leg in a motorcycle accident and had a wooden prosthesis. One night, after they had been drinking for a while, it occurred to them that it would be a great idea to take the canoe over to this little island and finish off the case.
Wow.
Well, halfway across, they got stuck in some reeds. The canoe capsized.
Yeah.
And because of the prosthesis, his brother drowned. And my friend said, this is like 12, 15 years ago. So, I mean, I really feel, you're touching a nerve here.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I mean that's a tremendous story right there. And the humanity of your story and Chris's story in the movie is that you never get over something like that.
No, you don't.
So Chris is a kind of a damaged soul, and he's kind of lumbering through this town, this New England town, looking for himself, trying to meet this girl Penny. He knows her, she knows him. She sees something in him, but she's not sure what it is. Now, the catalyst for the change in the movie, the comedy comes in when Chris, in the coffee house, discovers this black book. And he looks at the book and he says, the Bible? And he picks it up and he flips it open and it says, PGMF, please get me females. And the book is about how to pick up women, how to meet women, how to encounter women, how to romance women. And
Did you bring a copy with you today?
It's in my trunk. We'll go ahead and we'll
How
do some
much
cliff
do you
notes.
charge?
$19.99.
Is that with an autograph?
Yeah, I'll sign it for
Okay,
you.
okay.
So Chris discovers the book, and we have this awesome comedian wrestler Raven who's playing the pickup artist book. He's playing the voice of the book, and the book just tears into Chris. You know, be a man, do a man's job. You know, what's the matter with you? You know, and
That's a wife's job.
yeah, right. So Raven as the book, you know, it's really titled The Book, Please Get Me Females book, really gets in Chris's head, just rides him for the duration of the movie, and ultimately Chris and the book go on this kind of journey throughout the town. They meet the coy librarian who's a cutie, but she's quoting these poems from the Renaissance and all this stuff. And he meets the pizza waitress and all these, you know, so it's a lot of fun. So Chris and the Coffee Girl, you can find it online, you know, it's the website and stuff, but that's my next project.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, it seems comedic.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Good,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I don't find enough good comedy or local people trying to do comedy.
You gotta make
know?
people laugh once in a while.
You do.
You know.
You do. It's so important, you know.
Yes.
And it's really an opportunity for actors to stretch. One of the things that I found is when I put together one of my typical episodes,
Yep.
it generally has a comedic, funny theme to it.
Right.
Okay? And yet, when I get involved with acting, whether it's actual acting or an audition or, you know, in a class setting, this more evil persona,
Oh, yeah.
harder,
Right.
comes out in me, you know?
Yes.
And I don't know if I should run with that, use it, or
You should run with it, you know.
or just embrace the dichotomy of
Embrace it.
You know?
Yeah, you gotta embrace that because every human being has, you know, it's like Two-Face from the Batman stuff. We all have that yin and yang. You know, I even have the tattoo of the, I don't know if they can see that, but the yin yang, you know, symbol right there, Charlie. You know, and so we're all going through something in our life.
Who's Carmelita?
That's the playing card of the Queen of Hearts.
Uh-huh.
I just normally don't show
No,
my
but it says
tattoos.
Carmelita down here. Was that one drunk night in Newport? Do you know, when I was a kid growing up,
Yeah.
tattoos were legal in Rhode Island,
Yeah.
but they were illegal in Massachusetts.
So you'd have to take them off when you
had to go
crossed.
down to Newport.
Yeah.
Okay, and there was a guy down there. His name was Buddy Mott.
Okay.
What a legend. A legend. You talk to some of the tat people,
Yeah.
and you could always spot a Buddy Mott.
Right.
He never used that as a slogan, but he should have.
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Another, at one point, I was living out in Mill Valley,
Yeah.
California, and one day I saw this guy walking up the street towards me, and he had what appeared to be, from the waist all down to his collars, the most psychedelic, it looked like something out of the comics,
Right.
shirt I've ever seen. And it fit right in with that era,
Yeah.
you know? And then he got up closer and I realized it was a full body tattoo.
Wow.
And then somebody told me his name was Lyle Tuttle.
Okay.
And this guy, Lyle Tuttle, was the Buddy Mott of San Francisco.
Got it.
He
Yeah.
did all the famous tattoos on all the rock stars that
Yeah.
came out of the Bay Area,
Yeah.
you know, in the 70s, in the 60s and 70s. And there
Nice.
was a ton of them, you know. So would you have did you have them done at once? Or?
I've had all these tattoos, and there's one over here that I don't know if they can see in the camera, but there it is. I'm trying not to flex my arm. I don't want to, break up the studio, but
Please.
yeah, it's a half
yeah.
cat, half wolf, snake tongue. It represents my personality, and so I've had most of my tattoos done in Providence by 4 different guys.
Well, we can't name names because
No, right,
it's
yeah.
a non-profit thing here, you know.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. But Providence, some great tattoo places in Providence. Yeah.
You know, you're still a young man. One thing I've advised my children, especially my 2 sons, to do: never get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Never get a tattoo, because right now, they're young, 25, 30, 35. Life is good.
Right.
Things are happening.
Yep.
Everything's a smile. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
You never know. You might find yourself at the age of 40, 45.
Yeah.
Your life didn't turn out the way you thought.
Wow.
You're married to some girl that's driving you nuts.
Yep.
You just got to blow town.
Right.
Okay. Now, I could color my hair blonde. I could shave my beard. I could grow a full beard.
Right.
I could shave my entire head. But if I got Rosalita tattooed on my left arm, I'm
Right.
doomed.
Sure. Why no
So
forever?
you never know when you may want to ever just say, I've had enough.
I've had a few cover-ups done,
You know.
but
They'll find you, man.
they will.
They will find you.
I know.
No matter what, you cannot hide.
I'm not even.
Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, I mean, with social media now, we're all kind of under the thumb of some higher authority we don't even see. But
They forced me, because of the lack of tattoos, they forced me to have an implant. I wear an implant in my earlobe so they can locate me at all times.
wow. Well, that's how I use GPS to find you here today, Charlie.
Sometimes it transmits voices.
Yeah.
You know? Sometimes it tells me, get Mike Messier on your show.
Yeah. Right.
You know? The real reason is, now, I got to tell the folks, the real reason is, now you do a show
Yes.
based out of Seekonk,
Yes.
and it's called,
Short Film Showcase, produced by Brian Casey, Cody and Jeff at Seekonk Channel 9, and we're going to host you next week, Charlie.
I'm coming in Tuesday.
Yeah, so we're going to flip sides a little bit.
Yeah, you'll get to torture me.
That's right.
But as soon as I heard about that, I said, turnabout is fair play.
Right, you get the
You know,
first
I'll
blood
strike first. You know what I mean?
and leave something left.
Now, and the other guest is Bill.
Well, we've had. I'm not even sure right now. I know we've had Billy V in the past, but he's not this time.
No, and I apologize.
Yeah.
It begins with an M. I apologize.
Great actor.
Yeah, but do you generally, the format is, do we appear together?
No,
or
you'll
do we-
appear
we do
separate.
Separate
It's
segments?
kind of like
Okay.
a local version of the Actors Studio with James Lipton. That's kind of our role model,
Uh-huh.
and then we also feature short films and acting reels if we get them, and we really try to embrace the culture of New England film actors. And
I don't
really,
think Brian likes me.
Oh, he does.
He doesn't.
Well-
He's gone in to my Facebook account,
Okay.
okay, and he's looked at my old photos,
Yeah.
okay, and the most horrible, most embarrassing photos that I've taken over the last 10 years,
Right.
he's posted every time he said something about me being a guest. And, and I've even commented, please burn that. Or, that was from 2007. I don't
Right.
look like that no more.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
And he posted it again.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think he liked me.
Oh, he liked
He promised me a part in a movie one time. I was supposed to be a priest. I never heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe I wasn't.
I am
don't
not
know.
my Brian's keeper.
I don't know. I
He
don't
can
know.
defend himself.
But I am still ready to play. I got an idea for a storyline I'm working on.
Good.
And it's a priest
Yeah.
who's a serial killer.
Okay.
Because I figure with Dexter
Yeah.
having
Oh,
wrapped
right.
up, there's a void.
Yeah. For the
You know what I
serial
mean?
killer priest. Yeah.
It's like when I was telling you about when I was telling you earlier about how I had done that episode called The Black Widow.
Yes.
And I talked about Connie, her shoes,
Yeah.
and the fetish for shoes that her husband had.
Sure.
You wouldn't, I'm telling you, Mike, you wouldn't believe the email I was getting.
Oh, I believe it.
It was
Yeah.
unbelievable. That segment
Right.
of the population that is into foot and shoe fetishes
Yeah.
is huge.
That was your
It's
social life for
untapped.
6
it's
months.
largely untapped.
That was
man.
your social life for 6 months.
You know, it's largely untapped. I'm telling you, there's
Yeah.
money to be made.
Everybody's got their
You know,
shtick. You know, everybody's got their deal.
Things
you
are
know?
kind of underserved. So I think the serial killer,
Yeah.
the lovable serial killer,
Right.
like Dexter was.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, or Ted Bundy. Or,
As a
you know.
priest,
Right.
could make it.
Sounds like money to me, folks.
I've already, the character's name is Father Cesso,
Okay.
which in Italian means the dirty one.
Yes.
It's Father Cesso, and he's a serial killer, and that's about all I know for now. So,
It actually is a pretty good idea. I mean,
so maybe we can work. I always get so much pleasure and,
Yeah.
things out of picking your brain, and
Thanks.
I look forward to us shooting on Tuesday.
I look
and
forward
I'd like
to
to
it.
thank you for being a guest on Charlie Flannery Presents.
The pleasure's been all mine. And
Okay.
thanks to your audience, too.
Okay. Listen, thank you for tuning in. And if you'd like to be a guest on Charlie Flannery Presents, please send an email to charlieflannery@verizon.net. Put in the subject line, "Be a Guest," and give me a little breakdown of what you'd like to do. And we may have you here one day on Charlie Flannery Presents. Until then, be safe. Thanks again, Mike.
Thanks, Charlie.
All right, pal.